Okay, let's do this. It's been a minute, but we got it. Let's go. I don't wanna, no, I don't wanna keep playing with you. Okay, welcome back to my channel. If you clicked on this video, you maybe have seen some of my videos before, or in the event that you are brand new, welcome. My name is Lisa, and I'm so excited that you're here to chat with us today and learn a little bit about 2022 and how that wrapped up, and then what we're getting ready to do for 2023. So I am super excited. My channel has turned into talking a lot about planning and goal setting and just all things that kind of fall under that umbrella, and it has been super fun to do that. I have been here on YouTube. If you're watching this in real time, I've been here on YouTube for about 5-ish months now, and it has been so much fun, a lot of growth, a lot of community being built, and it's just been a good time. So thank you for being here right now, and let's dive into today's video. We are going to talk about basically wrapping up 2022. Like, we're just gonna kind of combine a few videos that I would typically do separately. We're gonna wrap them all up in a pretty little bow, and then we are going to dive right into chatting about 2023. So if you were brought here originally to my channel by the 12-week year planning and process video that I did a few months back, I think in September, that video has done very well. A lot of people have been really interested in that video, and I'm super thankful, and that's brought a lot of new subscribers here. So if that's how you got here, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging around. So we are going to chat about how my first 12-week year went, how that kind of wrapped up, and then what I'm planning to do for my next one. We're also going to talk about just December and how that went, and then how 2022 as a whole kind of wrapped up, and my overall goals for the entire year, as well as my goals for the month of December, how those ended. And then we're going to talk about January and 2023 and goals that we have, and my next 12-week year plan that I am going to be putting into place, and just all of the things. So let's dive right into it. So first things first, let's talk about 2022 as a whole. So I had created a vision board for 2022, and I had some goals on there, and then every single month I have been coming to you sharing monthly vision boards, and I have shared my plan with me. I have shared a mid-month check-in. I've shared at the end of the month kind of a wrap-up of like what did we actually achieve during that month and what we didn't. If you also were brought here by the goal setting series that I did in the month of December, we went through a 7-video goal setting series where we talked all things goal setting. So in the event that you are interested in any of the videos that I've mentioned, whether it's the 12-week year planning and process video or the goal setting series, those are linked in the description box below, so make sure to check those out. Those videos, through those, I have shared a ton of the exact planning and process that I go through when I set my own goals. So whether it's the 12-week year that I'm planning, that video is shared, and I've shared some tips there. Or if it's the literal breakdown from yearly goals, the mindset that you have to have, personal development books that I recommend, all the way down to monthly planning, and then weekly and even daily planning. So all of that is covered in those videos. So today I'm really just going to talk about my own personal goals and kind of how that has gone and how that is setting me up for 2023 and what it is that I want to do in this new year now that we are here. So in December, I continue to crush weekly day nights. I have crushed my personal development. I read a couple of the books that were here on my monthly vision board, and then one of them I didn't end up reading, but I ended up reading some others. Very good. Like, my church goal has been good. I've done great with my personal health journey. Families get-togethers during the holidays were good. Reading fiction and eating lunch away from my desk has been good. We had our community event where we got to go volunteer, and that was incredible. I did not end up creating a budget yet. I pushed that off into January, which probably shouldn't have done that, but that is something that is going to be happening in the month of January. I didn't end up going and spending any time with a friend for a Christmas friend gathering, but that is okay. We're already making up for that and making plans for that in January. My personal group that I run for accountability and help with those with their health and fitness journeys, that went incredible. I did end up posting my freebie for Teachers Pay Teachers. I didn't end up creating anything else though. YouTube was so good. We finished the goal setting series. That was like running a marathon, no joke. And it kind of gave me a really good idea of what potentially doing Vlogmas in the future would be like. In the event that you would be interested in Vlogmas on this channel, let me know. I'm not sure what that would even look like. Obviously that's like a year from now, but it definitely, doing those 7 videos pretty much back to back. I posted, I think, 4 videos back to back, and it kind of gave me an idea of like how much editing has to go into it, how much posting, like all of the time and energy that has to be spent doing that. So that was really, really good. And then my 12-week year, we're going to talk about that in my Google Calendar. Really didn't follow that much, but I have already edited that as we move into the new year. So overall, December was really, really great and a great way to just finish off the year of 2022. Looking at my overall goals though, for the year of 2022, there are some goals that I absolutely crushed, knocked out of the park, did wonderful with. And then there were some goals that as I was like looking at my yearly vision board and kind of reflecting back, I'm like, some of these goals, turns out I didn't actually care that much about achieving them as I went throughout the year. So I had shared a couple months back in my monthly vision board planning, I had shared how I had a personal business goal that I had set, but then by the end of the month, I was like, you know, that actually didn't matter to me that much. It's kind of how it turned out on my yearly vision board as well. I had a really big goal set for my personal business on my yearly vision board, and it was something that I didn't even get close to achieving this year. And while I could look at that and be really frustrated with myself and, you know, disappointed, what I have come to realize is that 22 ended up being kind of more of an exhale year, like a because the years leading up to 2022 were a lot of hard work, a lot of grinding, a lot of working late, getting up early, like doing all of those things. And in 2021, I got married. And in 2021, in my personal business, my team did some really incredible things. And so it's like almost like by the time we got to 2022, I was just ready for just kind of like a chill year. And so while it was still a very successful year, a very productive year, it wasn't as, you know, big in the growth when it comes to my personal business. And it turns out that was perfectly fine. And having that year of being more relaxed and more chill has kind of set me up to be like ready to like spring forward again as we are coming into 2023. And it's just really neat to remember and to keep in mind that different phases of life are going to represent different things for us. And there are going to be times where we're ready to go, go, go. And there are going to be other times where we're ready just to like sit back and just really enjoy what we've worked so hard to achieve up to this point before we're ready to take on more. And I feel like that's what 2022 overall ended up being. My word for 2022, I have it here. My word for 2022 was growth, and I definitely did some growing in 2022, and I grew a lot in some habits and just reminding myself what was important and what I want to spend my time doing, like eating lunch away from my desk and having those weekly date nights and doing those sorts of things that bring me a lot of joy, like reading fiction. And so there was a lot of growth that was made there, that those sorts of things have been put on the back burner in previous years because it was so much grinding and going and hustling, if you will. And last year it wasn't like that. Last year was something I can look back on, and even though I don't have these grand achievements like I've had in previous years, what I can look back on and see is that I am really proud of that year, and I'm really thankful for that year. And I'm so glad that I took kind of a step back a little bit. You know, it's the year I started my YouTube channel. It's the year that some big things did happen, even though maybe it didn't represent the big things that I had on my yearly vision board that I had set initially in 2022. So in the event that you watch the goal setting series here on this channel, there are times where I talked about you might set some goals that end up by midway through the year, or even by the end of the year, you realize that just really wasn't important. And instead of feeling badly that you didn't achieve it, you can instead feel really proud of yourself that you just honored what you truly wanted in that season of life. And that's something to be proud of. Absolutely something to be proud of. So those are the vision board things that I wanted to chat on. Now diving into the 12-week year. So I put 3 goals on my 12-week year. Initially, I started this in September, and it should have gone September, October, November, and it would have finished up right around Thanksgiving. What ended up happening though is September, I pretty much didn't really do anything on this 12-week year at all during the entire month of September. So as I was looking at this and looking at the breakdown and all of the things, I'm like, maybe I should restart this. So come the beginning of October, I decided to restart this. And so I had it be October, November, and December, where I would finish up literally on Christmas Day because Christmas happened to be on a Sunday this year. So with that being said, it pushed me back a month, but it felt right whenever I was really thinking through like, okay, so I've lost a month, or I could just restart now at the beginning of October and I could start fresh. And that's what I did. And I'm really, really glad that I did that. And I'm proud of myself for just thinking through that and not thinking, well, I already started it, so I have to keep going and try to play catch up. But instead, I was just like, you know what? That just didn't work for me. Realistically, I didn't do anything for those first 4 weeks, so we're gonna start over and have a fresh first 4 weeks and go from there. And that's what I did. So I had a personal health goal, I had a Teachers Pay Teachers goal, and then I had a YouTube goal. And I'll be completely honest, in a real quick summation, my personal health goal, I just really enjoyed the holidays and I still took care of my health. I still ate well for the most part. I still worked out pretty darn consistently, but I didn't necessarily meet the goals that I had set. I ended up putting a weight goal on here. And really in hindsight, I'm like, that was really silly because during the fall, I'm not really worried about my weight. I want to enjoy the holidays, but use the healthy habits that I've created in my life to live and be happy and healthy. Like that's my ultimate goal, not a number on the scale. And so that was one of those, again, goals that it was like, that really wasn't appropriate for that season of life, but you live and you learn, and now I know. The TPT goal, as you guys know, because I've checked in with you month after month on my monthly plan with me and then the recaps of the month, I really didn't do much with that either. I basically bit off a little bit more than I realized I could chew. I took on 2 high energy tasks, or I put 2 high energy tasks on this 12-week year that in all reality, I should have just put one of those on there. What I mean by that is I put both a Teachers Pay Teachers goal, starting basically from scratch with Teachers Pay Teachers, and a YouTube goal, starting basically from scratch on the same 12-week plan. And realistically, I do have a job. It's not like I just have all the time in the world to be working on these 2 things. I do have a job. I do have other things that are important to me that I need to be doing. So the time and energy that it would have required to truly achieve both of these goals that I put on my 12-week year plan was very unrealistic. But I didn't know what I didn't know. And that's the beauty of these 12-week year plans is you can break it down and you can have this beautiful plan and have thought through every single thing that needs to happen week by week. But if you don't realistically think through the time and the energy that it's going to take, it doesn't matter how beautiful that plan is, it's not going to happen. So what happened is YouTube took precedence and here we are. We are almost 5 months fully into this and it has been an incredible journey so far, and I don't regret that for a bit because now as I'm moving into 2023, I have more of a flow going with YouTube, and now I have more energy to give to Teachers Pay Teachers because I'm not starting 2 brand new things, but instead I have one thing that's already kind of going. I'm washing, I'm rinsing, I'm repeating here with my YouTube channel now because I've gotten a flow, I've gotten a groove, I kind of know what we're doing here, we know what we're talking about, we know what we like, so that's a lot easier. Versus when I very first started my YouTube channel, I wasn't really sure. I was just gonna talk about some things that I really enjoyed and see what people enjoyed. Turns out we love goal setting here and I am here for it because we can be goal setting nerds and achievers together, and I am so here for that. But I wasn't sure if that's the direction that this was going to go when I first started my YouTube channel. And so over the last 5 months, specifically over these last 12 weeks, that has really become clear that that's what we're here for. And so I now understand that and I can plan better, and it's not going to take quite as much energy to be thinking of new ideas of what I want to do here on this YouTube channel because I've already got a foundation built. Then now moving forward with TPT, I have an opportunity to now build that foundation, figure out my groove over there, and let that higher energy be put towards that. Whereas there'll still be a lot of energy that's going to put towards YouTube. You don't have a YouTube channel and not have a lot of energy that goes into it. But the difference is I'm not trying to start 2 brand new things at the same time. That's really stressful. And when I look back, I'm like, how did I not realize that that would be really stressful? I don't know. But I know now, and that's what's really cool about this. So ultimately, on my 12-week year plan, I only really achieved 1 out of the 3 goals that I had put on here. One of them I just decided wasn't realistic and something I really wanted to focus on during that time, that season of life, literally the fall season. And the other one was just unrealistic to try and pair because it was 2 brand new things. And I had to just ultimately choose one of these 2 brand new things to focus on. And I chose YouTube. So that's where we are with finishing up so far with 2022. My 12-week year, that's how that went. The rest of December, that's how that went. The rest of 2022, that's how that went. And it feels so good to be able to sit here and reflect back and look at what I had put on my goals and put on my vision boards, what I achieved, what changed, what didn't, and then now having kind of a springboard of knowing where I want to go as we move into 2023. Okay, so now let's dive into chatting a little bit about 2023. But before we actually dive into that, I want to just be real with you for a second. So as of today, it is January 11th. Okay, so if you're not watching this in real time, it won't be as significant, but I want to make a point with this that whether it's January 11th or May 11th or August 11th or November 11th or whatever month, and you're already almost to the midway point, you're closer to the midway point of that month versus the start of that month, I want to encourage you, just like I have kind of done some self-talk and some self-encouragement through this, that it is okay if you are just now making some goals for the new year or for the new month, or for whatever it might be. What is so cool about this life that we get to live is just because, yes, we put a lot of excitement around a new year and setting goals for a new year or a new month or a new quarter or whatever it might be, does not mean that you can only set goals at that time. And I'll be honest, I was feeling really badly about the fact that here I had spent all of this time and this energy talking about goal setting and talking about all of these things and sharing all of these videos of exactly how I do things. And then all of a sudden, the new year comes and I don't have my goal set. And then we get 5 days into the new year and I don't have my goal set. We get 10 days into the new year and I finally sit down and do my goals. So these vision boards and things that I have here, these were created 2 days ago. Okay, so I just want you to feel encouraged that you are not behind. You are not, well, might as well just write this year off because I already didn't start it off well. Who cares? You can start right now, today. If you're watching this video right now, no matter what day of the year it is, you can start today. You can set some goals today. You can empower yourself to say, you know what, you're right, I am gonna start today. Today is the day that I am ready to push forward on whatever it is that I've been working towards. In the event that you need some help with goal setting, go back to my goal setting series. That doesn't have to be something that's done at a certain time of the year. That was made specifically for you to use at any time whenever you need it. Go start with the goal setting video number 1, where you figure out what kind of a goalie you are. And if you don't know what a goalie is, that's because I made it up and you need to go watch the video and learn more about what that might be. So I want you to feel encouraged, just like I've kind of had to give myself this pep talk. Goals can be set anytime. And you are not behind if you haven't set your goals yet, or if you haven't made your vision board yet, or if you're not clear on what it is that you even want to do this year. You have the freedom, no matter what time of year it is, to make that decision or to change your mind. Maybe you have some ideas, but you already are like, I'm not liking that. Maybe you did create your vision board before January 1st. You were feeling really good about it. But since then, you're like, I don't really like those things. Like, that doesn't make me excited. That doesn't make me want to show up today. That doesn't make me motivated to work. If that's the case, let's go back to the drawing board together. Like, you have the power to make those changes. You have the power to truly work towards what it is that you want to work towards. What gets you excited? What are you ready to do, to achieve, to have in your life that you don't already have or do, that you can now put as a goal or a habit on your vision board? So I just want to encourage you, because I personally was feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I think it's a mixture of things. Mine was a mixture of, as I just explained to you, I had kind of a chill year in 2022, and I don't regret it at all. It was an incredible year. I am so thankful for this life that I get to live. I am so happy and excited about this YouTube channel and the new things and just where my life is headed, okay? I'm really excited for all that, not to get all mushy-gushy. But this year, 2023, I'm feeling ready to run again. I'm feeling ready to work towards some things that I haven't been really ready to work towards in a while. That's a little intimidating. It's a little scary, especially coming off of a year where it was a more chill, lax year, to now go into a year where it's like, we're ready to run again. Like, we're ready to go. We're ready to do. Because with that comes a lot of hard work. I'm no stranger to hard work. I mean, I had to work really hard to get here today, to live the life that I live and to have the work that I have, to have the flexibility and the freedom and all of those things. I had to put in a lot of work to get here. So I'm no stranger to hard work, and I'm not afraid of hard work. But when I start thinking about the hard work that it's going to take to achieve some of the goals that I put on my vision board or that I've put on my 12-week year, I'm like, okay, I just need to be in the right mindset. The mindset I had for 2022 was more chill. It was more laid back. It was more lax. The mindset that I need to go into 2023 is not laid back and chill. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like gonna go work 24/7 all of a sudden. I very much want to be super, super intentional with the time. Whenever I'm sitting down to work on whatever task it might be, I'm focused on it. So with that being said, And yes, I did recycle, and I used this was my word from last year, and I just flipped it over and I put this year's word on it. And this year's word is focus. So what this means for me, I hang it up right next to my vision board. It sits over here on my whiteboard right above my desk. The word focus for me means when I'm sitting down to work on YouTube, for example, I want to be focused on YouTube. Not distracted by my phone, not distracted by other things that are on my to-do list, not distracted by some laundry that needs to be folded because I do majority of my work from home, but I am focused 100% on YouTube. Or if I'm working on TPT, I'm focused on TPT. Or if I'm with my niece who I get to watch one day a week, I'm focused only on her. I am focused on whatever task it is that I'm doing, because turns out, I always thought I was a really good multitasker. I'm not. I'm actually really not. And when I multitask on things, it takes me like double, sometimes even triple the time. Whereas if I would have just sat down and focused on whatever that one task was, I probably could have had it done so much quicker. But because I was trying to multitask, it took me so much longer to accomplish that. And ultimately what that comes down to is, yeah, I got the task completed, but I wasted a lot of time. And I don't want to waste any time. This year, I want to really, really, really hone in on the fact that I have a flexible schedule, but I still want to work hard. I still have goals that I want to achieve. And I truly believe that I can achieve these goals that I have set for myself that are kind of pushing me. They're pushing me beyond what it is that I've achieved in a while, or ever for that matter. But I can still have the flexibility of, if there's a beautiful day that comes up this summer, I'm going to go sit down by the river, or I'm going to go spend time with friends, or I'm going to go on the trips. I'm not going to be held back because I have to do all this work that didn't get done. But instead, when I sit down to work, I'm going to be so focused and intentional with that work, it's going to get done, so that when it's time to play and it's time to go and enjoy, I get to go do that, and I'm not worried about work that isn't completed because I've gotten it done because I was focused and I was intentional with that time when I sat down to get that work done. So for me, that's a really, really big part of what I'm envisioning and what I'm wanting. And so through that, I need to be really, really focused. I need to be planned. I need to be scheduled. I need to have these routines set in place, not to restrict me, but to truly help me get done what needs to be done so that I can go do what I want to do after that. So that I can truly have a balance. And when I say balance, I don't mean 50-50 balance, like 50% work, 50% free time. I mean a balance of, I can get a good chunk of work done. I can get a nice day of work complete, and then I can have a few hours with my husband. That's balance for me. The lack of balance for me comes when I have multitasked and I've worked on a task that takes way too long, and then I'm crunched for time. Or when I finally do get that time with my husband, I'm still thinking about my work because I didn't get it all done. Right? So for me, 2023 is all about the focus. It is all about really honing in on spending really intentional time, getting the work done that needs to be done, and then moving on to the other things that I want to do. So I have made a new Google Calendar. I have set up basically a 4-day work week because I do watch my niece 1 day a week. So on the days that I'm with my niece, I don't want to work. I truly want to just be the aunt that gets to do fun things with her. We get to do fun activities and have a lot of fun together. So that 4-day work week basically represents the other 4 days of the week. And then weekends, I want to enjoy weekends like anybody else. I will say I am someone that I have no issues. If I need to get some work done on the weekends, sometimes I just enjoy working on the weekends. I will do that. But for a traditional, like if I'm following my Google Calendar, which is just a guide, it's not like set in stone. I don't have to do that perfectly, but I have set up a new schedule and I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited to trial that out here in January and just see how that goes and then adjust it along the way. If you've been around for any time at all, you know I've probably changed my Google Calendar, I don't know, 3 or 4 times just in the last 5 months. I keep changing it and adjusting it to make it work for me because guess what? That's what our journeys and our lives are about, is adjusting and pivoting when that's necessary. So with that being said, I've set some yearly goals, and then more specifically, I just want to quickly chat about my January goals because this is ultimately taking place of the January 2023 plan with me. So as always, my monthly vision boards are based on my yearly vision boards. So my yearly vision board, I feel like it'd be kind of redundant to talk about what's on my yearly vision board and what's on my January vision board. And ultimately, what I'm going to be focused on this month is what's on my January vision board. So that's what we're going to talk about. So it's going to look pretty similar to what you've seen in the past because that's what I do. It's been working for me really, really well, and I want to just keep up with that. I have added some things though, because there's a few more things that I'm wanting to do this year. So As always, weekly date nights are first and foremost. That is so important to me, to have a good relationship and just spend that time with my husband and be really intentional and focused on that. Next up is PD. Personal development is always something that's really, really important to me. I have chosen to do 75 hard. I have done 75 hard once before, about a year and a half ago. And even though a lot of people think of it as a physical challenge, there are physical parts to it, of course, but it truly is a mental toughness challenge. And I am all about those sorts of things. And I also just am thinking, everything that I've just shared with you about what I'm wanting to do in 2023 and, the mindset that I need to go into that, doing the 75 hard challenge just seemed so appropriate of like, if I want to be tough and I want to work through this year, doing a mental toughness challenge to start out this year sounds like a great way to really get my mindset in the right place to do exactly that. So the next book, I've already read the 75 hard book because again, like I told you, we're already on January 11th as I'm recording this video. So I've already read that book. The audiobook that I've been listening to is The Mountain Is You, and it is all about self-sabotage. And I am a self-sabotager. I am. Hello, my name is Lisa and I'm a self-sabotager. So I have realized that I knew this in the past, but like after starting to listen to this book, I really know that now and it has been confirmed. And then I have also started the Power of Habit book. It is really good so far. I'm barely just a little bit into it because I just started it yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It's really good so far. And then the third book that I have on here, but I'm just not sure if it's going to fit kind of what I'm focusing on this month of January, is digital minimalism. I actually did have this on my vision board in the month of December, but I just didn't get to it. So I may end up swapping that one out, but for now I'm just going to leave that on there. But for this month, as you can see, between reading the 75 hard book, which is all about, like the mental toughness challenge, that is the challenge, and then listening to a book about self-sabotage, and then now reading a book about habits, talking about minimalism doesn't quite fit into that, theme. So I may end up picking a different book, but for now I'm going to leave that on there. Then scooting over, like I said, I'm doing the 75 hard challenge. So I'm really excited to do that and to honor those commitments. Like I said, I've done it once before and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to be doing that again. I've started officially a new 12-week year as of Monday. And that is something where basically I have now put a personal business goal on there. I kept my TPT goal, but I actually upped it a little bit and I got a little bit more detailed in the exact steps that need to happen each week. I've changed the YouTube goal because originally my YouTube goal for my initial 12-week year plan from last quarter was post 25 YouTube videos. I've officially done that. So I actually did that. Like I said, I met that goal. So now my YouTube goal is all about creating a flow. And this is where you're gonna come in and I would love for you to drop it in the comments. How often do you wanna see videos from me? Once a week or twice a week? That's pretty much what I'm thinking is I can either post one once a week and I want it to be consistent. Like I want you as the viewer to know like, hey, every Wednesday, Lisa's gonna put a new video out. Or you want 2 a week? That's kind of what I had originally envisioned, was doing 2 videos a week. So in the event you would rather have 2 a week, then I'm thinking like Tuesdays and Fridays, for example, would be when those videos come out. But I know as a viewer of YouTube, a consumer of YouTube videos, I love knowing when someone is consistently going to come out with videos because I know like, oh, it's Wednesday, so-and-so's video's coming out. So I'm sure if you're someone who watches a lot of YouTube videos, you might feel the same way, but make sure to let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. The 2 questions for you to answer down in the chat below are, do you want to see videos 1 day a week or 2 days a week? And then, depending on that answer, what day of the week do you like videos to come out? Like, do you like middle of the week? Do you like weekends? So would it be like Mondays? Would it be Sundays? Would it be, whatever. So let me know how frequently you want to see the videos and then on what days you prefer videos. And then I guess a third question would be, what kind of videos do you want to see? Do you want to continue to see goal setting videos, plan with me's? Is there something that I've kind of touched on that you would like for me to talk more about? So any of those questions, there's a lot of questions that I just threw at you. So just if you'll answer any and all of those questions, that would be great. I appreciate it so much. So with that being said, so that's one of the goals on my 12-week year as well. And then the fourth, I did actually do 4 goals on my 12-week year this time. And the fourth one is just the budgeting. I purchased Financial Peace University back in the fall, but I never started it. And I'm starting it this week, today actually. And so that is something that I want to make sure that I am watching those videos, creating my budget, using that app, like all of those things. And so I want that to be on my 12-week year plan because that's something that I really want to instill and be consistent with and really develop a good foundation for that so that I can continue building on that. Just as a business owner, but also just in my personal life, I absolutely could be better with that. And so I wanted to add that on there as the 4th goal on my 12-week year. So that is my plan for that. It will officially finish, I think it's on April 2nd. I started at January 9th and it will finish April 2nd. So those will be the 12 weeks that I will be doing that. So ultimately it is Q1 that I'm gonna be working on these goals. Google Calendar, like I said, I've already updated that to kind of reflect a 4-day work week, and I'm excited to start implementing that. My daily Bible time is no different. I'm gonna keep doing that. I set a new goal this year and I'm really proud of this. My goal is to be on time when I go places. So, fun fact, I have never been an early person, ever, ever, ever. Not because like I can't tell time and I'm poor with time management necessarily, but more so because like I just always thought like, oh, I could get this done really quickly, or I could get this done really quickly, or I could get this done really quickly. But I read something in the fall that said people who are late are often viewed as being disrespectful to those that they're showing up late for. And that like broke my heart because I was like, I had never thought about it that way. And the last thing I want is for someone who's waiting on me at a restaurant or to meet them somewhere or whatever to feel like I disrespect them and that's why I showed up late. So I'm like, you know what? We need to fix that. That is not okay. I am not okay with that because I don't want anyone to feel that way and I don't want to make anyone feel that way. So one of my main goals for this entire year and just for the rest of my life really is to start being on time. And even so, I want to be early. And so what I've done and what I've decided to do with that is it's kind of a 2-part thing. So like not only am I going to leave my house or get wherever I'm going early, but I'm also going to bring either my fiction book or my PD book with me so that in the event I am early, like today, I went and met a friend for lunch. I was there like 20 minutes early. So I just sat there in my car and I read my PD book. I made sure to bring my PD book with me. So I had that there sitting in my lap and I was just sitting there reading as I waited. So it's not like I'm getting places early and I'm wasting time, but instead I'm getting there and now I get to enjoy some reading for a little bit, to reward myself for being on time. So really it's a win-win. I'm respecting the people I'm going with. I'm getting some more reading time in. I feel good about being on time or early. I'm not stressed because I'm running late, like so many things. So that's a major goal. We just had our community event this past weekend and it was so good. We had 40 people show up, which is the biggest event that we've had like that so far. Each time we have it, it seems to be growing. Our goal by the next time is to double it and have 80 people there. I don't know if that'll happen, but we're really excited for that. I'm volunteering tomorrow night, so really excited to do that. We've gotten back to having weekly family dinners with my immediate family. I'm going to continue to have the goal on here to read fiction. I ended up reading 35 books last year, which was between personal development books and fiction books. And that was an awesome thing. I think I had set the goal for 25. And the year before that, I don't think I read maybe 10 and they were mostly personal development books. So getting back into reading has been so great. I watch barely any TV these days. Every now and then I'll find a show on Netflix that I'll binge watch while I'm cleaning the house or working on other stuff. But that's usually on a Saturday when I'm not really working on stuff anyway. Otherwise, I don't really even turn the TV on throughout the week. I may turn some Netflix on the weekends, but otherwise I don't even watch TV because my nose is in usually a fiction book and I have found so much joy in that. And I'm so thankful that I've picked that habit back up. Eating lunch away from my desk is going to also be something I continue. As we talked about in my 12-week year, my plan is to start the Financial Peace University classes and create my budget. That's going to be a main focus with this 12-week year plan that I've created. I am changing up how I'm running my health and fitness groups this year, doing it a little bit differently, and I'm doing it with a partner, and that's been really nice. I haven't been someone who's enjoyed partnerships in the past, but I've turned over a new leaf, and again, as my goal and my word for 2022 was, I've grown a ton in that area. I used to be the person in college that's I hated group projects because I would end up doing so much. And also I had some perfectionism tendencies. I'm sure that's not a big shocker. So I have done a ton of growing when it comes to some of these things. And it has been so fun running groups with a partner, bouncing ideas off of a partner when it comes to my personal business. And it's just lessened some of the stress. Sometimes just bouncing ideas off of somebody is so nice, and I've found that, and it's been really great. Here in a couple weekends, I'm gonna go have a friend weekend with some gals that live out of town, so super excited for that. Q1 for YouTube, my goal is to have an entire content calendar planned out for the entire month. So truly, with your help of if I'm gonna post 1 video a week or 2 videos a week, I really need to know that so that I can know how many videos to plan and truly plan them out. I'm going to start batch recording them, and that way I can be editing them and getting them scheduled and posted ahead of time so that it's not a big question mark of when my next video is coming again, because I know that can be annoying and I'm so sorry. But instead you're going to know, nope, I know this day is when videos come out, or this day and this day are when the videos come out each week, or whatever we decide as a community. I'm really open to either option, but I'd really love to know what you think on how often you would like to see videos. Next goal over is my Teachers Pay Teachers goal. I have made in my 4-day work week, Tuesdays are TPT Tuesdays. Like, that is my plan, is on Tuesdays we are going to think about all things Teachers Pay Teachers, and I'm really excited for that. That's also one of the goals on my 12-week year, and I've already created kind of a plan of all the different resources that I want to create to post and just the different themes. I'm really excited for that. So next one in, I want to do some weekly learning. I just want to kind of challenge myself to do some weekly learning. I do have a Skillshare membership, so I want to dive into there and see if there's some things that would be beneficial for me to learn and work on. Learn a little bit more about just like Procreate on my iPad and just a couple different things. I also have purchased a course recently that's about minimalism and all of that, and like decluttering your home, and I've started kind of doing that, which has been so nice. And so I have a course that I've purchased that kind of is going to teach me more about that, and I'm excited about that. So I wanted to put it on here that each week I just do some learning, no matter which course or option or subscription it is that I have, just really sitting down and taking some time to just learn something new. I want to be a lifelong learner, and so putting that on here just seems like a really good way to honor the fact that I want to do that. And then my weekly days with my niece, I want to do that. And then some of the resources that I'm actually going to be creating and putting on TPT, I'm also going to be using with my niece. And so it's kind of a double whammy there, and something I'm really looking forward to using that, getting to teach her, work with her on that. As a former teacher of littles, getting to spend time with my niece and work with her and teach her has been so much fun, and that's something that I'm really excited to continue. And then the final goal on my January vision board is to declutter my kitchen. So I have already done like all of my personal clothes, and then I actually started on the kitchen already, but I want to go through the rest of it. So I've gotten rid of like a bunch of pots and pans I didn't even know that we had. Like, there were things in the cabinets I'm like, where is this from? I didn't even know we owned this. So donating it all, which feels really good to do that. I know someone else out there can use these things, but I don't need 7 different pans and, 6 different pots and all these things. It's like, it's me and my husband. Like, we just need a few things, and I can wash them and we can reuse them if need be, but I don't need all of those things. And it has been so nice to declutter that. And now opening up my cabinets, there's not just like stacks of things that are like falling out, or if I'm trying to grab a pan, worrying about like, things toppling over, but instead it's like, nope, I just have what I need and I can get that out and I can use it. And it feels so, so good. So that is it. That is a lot of stuff. I know I just threw so much at you, and like I said, I just combined like, I don't know, maybe 4 different videos into one just now, but took a little hiatus after we posted all of those videos for the goal setting series, and I just wanted to kind of get my bearings. I had to get my bearings before I was going to come back on here and chat with you. Plus, I had to have my own goals in place before I wanted to come back on here, and turns out that took me a little bit into the new year and into the new month, but that's okay. And I think it was really, really cool to be able to come to you and share how, even though I am somebody who is all about the goal setting and all about the goal achievement and all about the breakdown and how to make those things happen, that even I struggled to put some goals down on paper this month and this year even, and how that's okay. And I'm still so pumped and excited to move forward into the new year, into the new month, even though it took me a little bit to get them down. Because you know what? I would rather take a little bit longer to get my goals down on paper rather than put some goals down and then a couple weeks into the month be like, man, I didn't actually want all those things. Maybe I kind of jumped the gun and just put some things down. Because I feel like what happens in those situations is we put down goals that we think we want or that we think we should be working towards, instead of being true with ourselves and honoring the fact that, do we actually want that? And we talk about all that in the goal setting series. So make sure to go tune into that if you haven't. But thank you so much for being here. I am so excited. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments, because I am so excited for 2023 and what we are going to do here with this channel. I want it to be good. I want it to be big. I know we've talked a lot about community and creating some sort of a space, and my wheels are still spinning on how we could do that. So share all of your ideas. Give me any ideas for future videos that you'd like to see. And otherwise, I just want you to know how thankful I am that you are here, how thankful that you are supporting me and that you are watching these videos and that you are getting something out of them every single time you leave a comment that says, this helped me, or I didn't think about it in this way, or whatever. it's huge. That's so huge, and it means the absolute world to me. When I thought of starting this YouTube channel, I had no idea that we would grow as quickly as we have up to this point, and I had no idea what to expect even from myself in the videos that I would be creating, but it has felt so organic and genuine as I have just made these videos that felt right and that ideas sparked. We recorded them, edited them, put them out there to the world, and you guys are loving them. So I just appreciate that more than you could possibly know. I just wanted you to know that. So I will stop talking. I'll let you go. I know this is a longer video, but if you are here to the end, make sure to give this a like, a thumbs up if you liked the video. Make sure to comment any ideas that you have and hit subscribe if you haven't already. And otherwise, I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. See ya.